So it's curtains for a certain Sunil Chhetri, the man who made his debut at the age of 21 for the Indian team, has now departed from international football and he leaves with the status of an Indian footballing legend. So many records that he's broken, a career that he would be extremely proud of, and it reflected in the way he conducted himself after the final time whistle blew in Kolkata's Salt Lake Stadium. As he took that lap of honor with his arms folded in humility, his co-players waiting for him to soak in the moment, to speak with the fans in whatever way that he possibly could in that moment, through the eye contact that he had, through the body language, through the applause that he was trying to soak in. Everything that was happening around Sunil Chhetri was too much for him to handle. And he said yesterday, coming to the match, he said that there is a little battle that he is fighting already, which is why he doesn't want to take a lot of questions about his final game. And it reflected right towards the end when Sunil Chhetri was waiting on the sideline to come off the field. There were all his teammates waiting for him, and that's when the little magician wept. That's when he really could not control the emotion, and Sunil Chhetri let his emotion come out. And even though we were watching on the telly, it sort of hit you when you saw that man broke down the way that he did, and you understand where he comes from as well. A little disappointed as he would have been with perhaps what the result was as far as this match is concerned, and we'll talk about that in just a bit as to what it means for the Indian team going forward in the FIFA World Cup 2026 qualifiers. But more than the game, it was the thought of him not putting on the Indian jersey again. It was him. It was about him not representing India anymore. So many journeys that he's had to make through. He came onto the scene as a youngster who spent a lot of time in Delhi, had these big dreams of dominating Indian football, and he's gone on to do exactly that in 19 years. Came very close to playing in the European leagues as well, and we know how it panned out for Sunil Chhetri. But it would have been so much for Sunil Chhetri going into this match to think about when he was probably reflecting on his career as well. And in that one moment when he was on the sideline, you could sense that what all he would have probably been going through. In fact, the time that he made his announcement as well, it was a 10-minute long video that he put out. So there was just so much for Sunil Chhetri to process even when he made the decision as well. And he retires now as the fourth highest goal scorer in the history of the game when it comes to international football. For the longest time in his playing career, in fact, for a bulk of the last 4 years that Sunil Chhetri has been on the scene, you were talking about him being amongst the third high, amongst the active goal scorers, being there in the top three. His name would be taken alongside that of Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Even right now, proud Sunil Chhetri will see himself ranked number 4 when it comes to the all-time goal scoring list as far as international football is concerned. 94 goals for him on the international stage wearing the Indian colors, and a mighty proud moment over there for Sunil Chhetri whenever he looks back at his career. Now let's move a step forward and talk about the Indian team. Now the Indian team had a golden opportunity. If they had won tonight against Kuwait, it was job all but done because of the goal difference that you're looking at. The team placed third in the group that India are in, that is Afghanistan. Afghanistan have a horrible goal difference. Now India had matters in their own hands. Had they won today, and even had they drawn, let's say, the next one, it would have been an uphill task for Afghanistan to win the next two matches. However, now it remains open. It remains wide open as far as India's chances are concerned. They're not sealed yet. India still are in contention though as far as sealing a place in the third round of World Cup qualifiers, which India have never done, by the way. So what a fitting farewell it would have been for the Indian team to give to a certain Sunil Chhetri, but it wasn't to be that way. And in fact, he did answer that question yesterday as well. Would he like to reconsider the decision if India are to make it to the third round? But he said he doesn't want to be thinking that. However, he does. He did in fact end up admitting that it is certainly a thought that crossed his mind. Having said that, it is still work left for the Indian team to do as far as securing an unprecedented and a historic place in the third round of World Cup qualifiers is concerned. India have never gone that far in the World Cup qualifiers. As far as the next edition of the FIFA World Cup is concerned, if India are to look at 2026, there is still hope there for the Indian team, and they will now have to get their work cut out in the last game in the World Cup qualifiers that is left for them. However, they will have to hope that Afghanistan don't end up winning their next two matches. In case that happens, India are out. But Afghanistan have an uphill task as well. They still have to play Qatar, remember, and their goal difference. Remember, if Afghanistan also are to, let's say, win one and draw one, which could be the case, and you hope that's the case now with the Indian team. Now that they've drawn against Kuwait, you hope that they win against they win their last game. If that does turn out to be the case, then it boils down to goal difference, and the Indian team goes through. However, let's say if India draw the next one, and if Afghanistan are to either draw or even if they are to draw both their games, then also, even though they'll be tied on points, India and Afghanistan, if Afghanistan ends up drawing both its matches, even then India goes through because of a superior goal difference. However, you've got to hope that Kuwait don't win their remaining matches either. So it's still yet to be decided, yet to be confirmed what India's status will be. Will India secure a historic third round finish as far as the qualifiers are concerned, World Cup qualifiers? That is something we will have to wait and watch. But did India, and that's another question that comes to my mind, but could India have given Sunil Chhetri a fitting farewell? The answer to that is yes. Did they come close? The answer to that is also yes. So what is it that went wrong? It's the fact that the Indian team didn't take their chances. This wasn't the best performance from Kuwait. I can tell you the Indian team also took some time to settle itself. The back four looked a little shaky, especially on the left hand side. The right winger went missing, but the free header that India got in the first half, they would really be ruining that chance as after the final whistle would have blown. And there were other chances being created. The two teams, you look at stats as well, pretty much similar as far as the possession is concerned. Even there was the case at the halfway point as well. But India should have converted those chances, especially in the first half that it got, and they'll be ruining those chances that they missed, especially the one-on-one chance that India had. Really should have converted that one, and it was good work from the front from the Indian front line as well. That is one thing you'll have to say. Sunil Chhetri also, sort of had a moment or two here and there, but not quite the kind of chances that he would have wanted to be created. Those didn't come his way. But even then, no regrets he will possibly be having. He wanted to retire, in India. He wanted to retire in front of this passionate crowd in Kolkata. He got all of that, and we wish him all the best going forward.